Shwmae and welcome back to Wales in the Movies. I'm Nick and thanks again for joining me. As you may have realised if you watch this channel, I spend an absurd amount of time watching not just Welsh films, but also movies that have any Welsh connection, and it's getting a little bit silly. I own some ridiculously obscure DVD titles just because they got scenes set in Wales, or maybe because they have a Welsh reference in their script. This Aspergian hobby of mine also means that not only do I get the extreme privilege of watching some truly shit and charmless movies, but also get a more or less useless knowledge of the very rare moments when Wales is even referenced in Hollywood productions. And no folks, I'm not talking about Star Trek 4.
Sung by Wales.
So for now, get out your Welsh tartan, dust off your Tom Jones references and prepare to badly pronounce that really long train station name as we take a look at the top 10 random Welsh moments in Hollywood. Yeah, I couldn't think of a punchier name than this. In Dangerous Minds from 1995, the film which brought the rapper Coolio to the world's attention, Michelle Pfeiffer plays an ex-Marine. Yeah, I know. Now she has to teach a class of rowdy delinquents to appreciate poetry. In one scene, she discusses this with a colleague who then seems to get confused between two very famous Dylans.
But I gotta find a gimmick first, you know? Something that'll grab their attention. Who's your favorite poet, Ruben?
My favorite? Oh, there's so many. How do I choose?
I'm serious.
Serious, okay. Big D Dylan.
Get out!
Why not?
Well, I don't know. He's not for everybody. I mean, he's a little long-winded, don't you think? I suppose that's because he wrote drunk.
You had a drinking problem?
Well, the guy's Welsh, you know, there ain't a lot to do there.
I thought he was from Minnesota.
You know, if the guy's your favorite poet, you might want to read up on him a little bit. He was Welsh and he drank himself to death.
Dead? He's not dead. I saw him yesterday on MTV.
You saw Dylan Thomas on MTV.
Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan.
He looked dead. He looked dead.
Ow.
Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me.
The Naked Gun in 1990 always perplexed me. In his first meeting with local villain Khan Noonien Soon, Lieutenant Frank Drebin of Police Squad lets us in on a little bit of family history. Now, I don't know how having a father from Wales makes you Dutch-Irish, but hey, maybe he faked every orgasm.
Cuban?
No, Dutch-Irish. My father was from Wales.
Oh.
In David Cronenberg's odd film The Dead Zone from 1983, the presence of a tea towel on the wall here is enough to freak out any Welsh viewer with a sharp eye. In the movie, Christopher Walken wakes up from a coma to discover that he's got psychic powers. I wonder how many Welsh people spotted Wales in the background when they first saw this scene in the 1980s and thought they were hallucinating. But it's real, as this DVD rip proves, and it goes to show that when it comes to weirding people out, Di Cronenberg is the absolute boy.
Well, what did you want to show me?
Gazebo.
Marty, here's Uncle Ethan! Debbie, sit down.
Another rare moment of pure non-sequituritude from the Welsh comes from The Searchers in 1956. I was watching this movie for the first time and thought, this guy is really good looking and charismatic. I wonder where he's from. It was just a few minutes later that he revealed his character's family roots.
Well, I could mistake you for a half-breed.
Not quite. I'm 8th Cherokee and the rest is Welsh and English. At least that's what they tell me.
This is notable for me as there seems no real reason to reference his Welshness along with the usual default Englishness, much as I'm grateful for the reference. Perhaps it's because this was directed by John Ford, who felt the need to make up for depicting most Welsh people as Irish in How Green Was My Valley 15 years earlier. Who knows, eh? But Mr. Ford, thanks for all the Welsh love.
Dear, as lovely you are.
I have the Earthling.
Barbarella.
Barbarella.
In Barbarella, the cult sexploitation flick from 1968, a famous Welsh railway station with a very long name gets its moment in the sun, as it's used as a password to operate a spaceship. Pure Welsh randomness, and I f***ing loves it. This simply must have been the inspiration behind the band Super Furry Animals, using it for the name of their EP, Llan Fire Put Gwenged Golgere Llendropro Llantysilio o'r Gogogoch, in space.
Perfect flight pattern.
Our rendezvous point will be at 1600 hours, and our password will be Llanfire Puthgyn with Golgere Llendropro Llantysilio Gogogoch.
You mean the secret Llanfire Pugwendi Golgeric Windroch Llantysilio Gogogo?
Exactly.
It's straight enough. It's got the distance. It has the distance.
This is a long one. In the replacements from back in 2000, it's rather the character than the spoken reference which is random. I suspect what happened is that the screenwriter of the film saw Rhys Ifans in Notting Hill, heard about Wales for the first time, and then thought, you know, I want a thick as pig shit Welsh character in my movie too.
I'm wiry. Go get some kicks in.
That's my theory, and I'm sticking by it, as Welsh characters get written so rarely by Hollywood that when we do appear, I'm often wondering what the motivation for writing them is in the first place. Here, an American football team hires Welsh soccer star Nigel Gruff to be their replacement goal kicker. Confusion abounds, as Nigel has to explain to his teammates, and probably the majority of cinema goers, that Wales is not a place in Ireland or England.
The Mick's right.
I'm not a Mick. I'm bloody Welsh.
Whatever.
I mean, just listen to Gene Hackman say the word Welsh, and it feels kind of
Nigel
weird.
Gruff, the striker out of Cardiff, now residing in Hell's Kitchen. They call him the leg because he could kick a soccer ball the entire length of the field and score.
The drinks are on the outside. Is he kept in shape?
By Welsh standards.
I've often tried to contact the screenwriter to thank him for putting Wales in a Hollywood sports comedy, but he never responded to my tweets. So, f*** him.
Johnny 5.
Just like the buses, you go all your life without making a Welsh reference, then all of a sudden you make 2 in a year. That's what happened to Hollywood heavyweight John Goodman. First up, enjoy this little story from the Coen brothers film Inside Llewyn Davis back in 2013.
What's the N stand for?
What?
What's the N stand for? Llewyn Davis.
Llewyn, L-L-E-W-Y-N. It's Welsh.
Well, it would have to be something stupid fucking name like that. You don't look Welsh.
My mother was Italian.
Here, this would interest you. Johnny and I were in Seattle playing the high spot. Remember this, Johnny? And I became indisposed after eating a toasted cheese sandwich and found myself purging from every orifice, one of them like a fire hose. I said to the manager, "What do you call that thing I just ate?" He said, "Welsh rarebit." I said, "Okay. Does everything from Wales make you shit yourself or just this piece of toast?" He said, "Holy Jesus, what is it?"
Now that's not totally random, as Llewyn is of course a very Welsh name. But just a few months earlier, the drug fixer played by John Goodman decides in the film Flight with Denzel Washington that a suitable adjective to criticise the quality of his pills is to associate them with our fine country. This one is as random as can be, dudes. I mean, Welsh meds. What the blazes?
Generic Vicodin. It's shit. Probably Canadian. We don't want this shit. We want the premium stuff, the blue label, not this fucking Welsh shit. I mean, where's the dihydromorphanol?
The director of The Vikings from 1958, Richard Fleischer, also went on to direct 10 Rillington Place with John Hurt, about a Welsh serial killer living in London. Filmmakers always choose such positive Welsh characters to write about, but this one is the only ever reference to a Welsh historical character in the history of Hollywood, and the honour goes to Rhodri Mawr, aka King Rhodri the Great, or known in the film as King Rhodri of Wales. It's of course too much to expect a Welsh actor to get the role. It went to some German geezer named Peter Capell, and what a fearsome king he makes.
Now let it be known throughout the kingdom of Northumbria that I, King Rhodri of Wales, bestow on King Aella the hand of my daughter, Morgana.
I will consent to this.
I too, King Rhodri of Wales, consent.
I'd be interested to hear from any viewer who has read the book Empire of the Sun by J.G. Ballard, on which this film from 1987 is based. It's directed by Steven Spielberg, who's often noted for eliciting memorably personal performances from children. So I often wonder about the presence of this Welsh language lullaby, Sio Gan, in his 1987 film. Was it pure coincidence that the actor raised in Wales ended up singing Welsh in a Hollywood movie? Or did the beardy genius ask Bale to reproduce something he heard in his childhood? Was this moment in the book? Who knows? But I'm f***ed if I'm going to read it to find out. It's over to you, book lovers. It's actually not unusual to find a Welsh reference in a Tim Burton film, but this one is the most random. Tom Jones was already looking dodgy here, dancing like his countryman Shakin' Stevens in this scene, but Tim Burton then gave him a crack at the old acting malarkey, albeit playing himself.
Jesus Christ!
And fair enough, Tom responds by making a rare Hollywood reference to Wales, and definitely what was then the only nod to the capital city Cardiff in the whole of Hollywood history. Way to go, Jones.
There's a Martian right behind me.
Hey, you're Tom Jones, right? It ain't unusual, eh? Tom, can I have an autograph? Anybody got a pen?
I'm Tom Jones.
Brian Williams.
Hey, I saw you fight in Cardiff, Wales once.
So, there you have it. Big thanks to the celestial muses who fly around the heads of Hollywood scriptwriters and manage to put Wales in the movies down the years somehow. Your services to our small nation are noted by me, and when the revolution comes, you'll be first under the gazebo for sausage rolls.
It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. It's not unusual to have fun with anyone. But when I see you hanging about with anyone, it's not unusual to see me cry.
As for the rest of yous, help keep Wales in the thoughts of the rich and famous by sharing this video, telling your mates about Wales in the movies, and we'll be back soon with more Welshified reviews and lists. Gwerthu wedyn, hwyl fawr.